Sorry, sorry for being late. I took a wrong step and ended up somewhere else. So I've developed software for 25 years as an engineer, product manager, consultant, and I've taken many wrong steps in my time. How do I change the slides? This one? Oh. So this is an empty page. Endless possibilities live on an empty page. This could be a product strategy that changes the course of the company. It could be an architecture write-up that changes the industry, or a roadmap visualization that people will write books about. But that's also when the fear starts setting in. Did we consider all factors? Are we using the right framework in the right way? Maybe we shouldn't take the next step. Maybe it's time for another alignment round or something. So that's the fear. So let's enter this haunted house of product development. I'm sure you will recognize some situations. So this is the product strategy machine that we all have on our desks. You feed the customer insights, the market research, some stakeholder info, and very important, you pull the lever to use the right prioritization, whatever you like. Nowadays you can write an AI skill, of course, and then beep bop boop, the right answer comes out. This initiative is going to increase retention by 17.62%. Now, of course it's not going to do that. We're guessing. We're just guessing professionally. And the machine isn't really the problem. It's how we cope with that fear of going in the wrong direction. We just add more knobs and more levers until product strategy is just a machine of making our guesses look less like guesses. So here's something for engineers, the beautiful architecture diagram. In hindsight, not the best acronym, right? But you see it's balanced, the right number of boxes are there, and then we ship. And reality does not care about our nice diagram. So how do we cope now? Maybe there's an architecture group that we need to set up or add a few more boxes. Because as long as everything is on the whiteboard, it can still be perfect. And the last one, OKRs. We can be insanely successful. That's when you get the shout out at the all hands. Well, we're moderately successful. The OKR could fail. That's the career ending move. And then we call in the investigation squad. Was there enough scrutiny? Was the process strict enough? Next time we need more accountability, and all the estimates should be to 3 decimal places this time. And before you know it, we don't say we learned something anymore. Instead, we say, who approved this? But we don't have to live like this, because this fear of taking the next step loses its grip once we understand what's actually going on. And product development isn't really about finding the right answer, but it's about eliminating the wrong ones. The faster you can run into the wrong answers, the sooner you will find the right answers. So let's go back to these situations now with the lights on. You've all been in this meeting, you're about to ship V1, and one engineer says, yeah, we can ship this, but we'll accumulate tech debt. We don't know if this even scales. Maybe it's best if we don't ship. And that engineer is not wrong. That's a good engineer, a responsible engineer. And your job as a leader isn't to make the engineer braver. It's not about screw it, let's ship anyway. Your job isn't to be brave, but it's to make it cheap for the other person to be wrong. because here. Same move in product. We throw away our strategy certainty machine. And instead we do what the work actually is. We build a rough thing, put it in front of customers, and see what happens. We don't reward the strategy with the most precise numbers, because that might not be the right one, right? I don't know is usually the right answer, and it's the honest answer. So we just allow people to say, I don't know. And with the OKRs, well, sometimes the plan doesn't work, and we just make a U-turn. And that is not failure. We should reward those U-turns. And all this is not just a nice culture poster, but in fact, these are decisions that we make. And when we do, when people can be wrong and don't have to be afraid of being wrong, then they get more courageous again. They try things, they ship V1, and importantly, they don't have to guard their ideas from reality anymore. And that's how you find the right answer. It's not by avoiding the wrong step at all, but about making the wrong step survivable. Thank you.